Imagine waking up tomorrow, unable to think the word tree, unable to think, I need food, unable to even tell yourself what time it is. Not because you've forgotten English, but because language itself doesn't exist. For most of human history, this wasn't a thought experiment. It was reality. Long before books, before writing, before the first spoken stories around a campfire, there was a time when every human ancestor lived in a world without words. No names, no sentences, no conversations. Yet somehow they survived, hunted, raised children, made tools, and eventually built civilizations. So here's the question. If they had no language, what exactly was happening inside their minds? Did they think in pictures? Did they think in emotions? Or is language itself what created human thought? The answer doesn't just reveal who our ancestors were, it might completely change how you understand your own mind. To understand life before language, we first have to imagine a world unlike anything we've ever experienced. Today, almost every waking moment involves words. You silently narrate your day. I should answer that email. I'm hungry. I forgot my keys. Even while you're listening to this video, there's probably another voice inside your head reacting to every sentence. Psychologists call this inner speech. Most people experience it constantly. But here's something surprising. Not everyone does. Studies have found that some people rarely experience an internal voice at all. Instead, they think almost entirely through images, sensations, or abstract feelings, which raises an uncomfortable possibility. Maybe language isn't required for thinking. Maybe it's just one way the brain organizes information. And if that's true, our ancestors may have had rich mental lives long before they spoke their first words. Let's go back nearly 2 million years. Imagine an early human standing near the edge of a forest in East Africa. There's no vocabulary, no grammar, no way to explain ideas, yet danger is everywhere. A rustle in the grass, a strange smell carried by the wind, fresh footprints near a river. None of these require language. The brain recognizes patterns automatically. Long before humans evolved, animals were already making incredibly complex decisions. A deer doesn't need words to know a lion is nearby. An eagle doesn't calculate physics before diving toward its prey. Their brains process information instantly through perception and instinct. Early humans almost certainly did the same. They didn't need words to know whether something was safe. They only needed experience. In fact, modern neuroscience suggests that much of our thinking still happens without language. Think about riding a bicycle. You don't silently tell yourself, push the left pedal, balance, turn slightly. Your body simply knows. The same happens when catching a falling object. Your brain performs thousands of calculations before you're even consciously aware something happened. Scientists estimate that the overwhelming majority of brain activity occurs below conscious awareness. Language often arrives only afterward, like a narrator trying to explain a movie that's already playing, which means our ancestors were probably thinking far more than they were able to communicate. But survival required more than instinct. They had to remember places, recognize faces, track seasons, plan hunts. These abilities depend on memory rather than language. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies have found extraordinary examples of spatial memory. Some groups can remember the location of hundreds of water sources across enormous landscapes. Others recognize thousands of edible plants. Many navigate without maps, roads, or written directions. Their knowledge exists as mental landscapes, not lists of instructions. It's possible that ancient humans organized information in much the same way. Instead of thinking, walk 3 kilometers north, they remembered the curve of a river, the shape of a mountain, the smell of nearby trees. Their world wasn't described, it was experienced. Then something remarkable began happening. Over hundreds of thousands of years, human brains became larger. Not dramatically larger than today's brains, but increasingly connected, especially in areas responsible for planning, social interaction, and symbolic thinking. Archaeologists discovered beads made from shells dating back more than 100,000 years. They found cave paintings over 40,000 years old, burials containing carefully placed objects. None of these were necessary for survival. They represented something deeper. Symbols, the moment humans began assigning meaning to objects beyond their practical use. A shell wasn't just a shell anymore, it represented identity, status, memory, perhaps even love.
Human history was shared through simple, unspoken gestures and firelit gatherings.